Lauren Isaacs, who came on Aliyah a few months ago, represents the youth, the Zionist youth that grew up in Chutz La'aretz and understood that the place of every Jew here is in Eretz Yisrael. Her mom came on Aliyah also. We have to give מחיאות כפיים לעלייה, גם לורן, שעלתה לארץ ישראל. אמא שלה עלתה לארץ ישראל ומייצגת את הנוער שאכפת לו ושיודע שזה המקום. לורן, בבקשה. חירות קנדה.
תודה, 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 תודה everyone for coming out here. Thank you so much. My name is Lauren Isaacs. I'm the National Director of Herut, Canada. I made Aliyah 16 months ago, and I'm a very proud Jew and Zionist. All right. At its core, the mere idea of establishing a Palestinian consulate is outrageous. It's absurd. Not only that, it's repugnant, and it's completely illegal. I can think of 6 international laws off the top of my head, minimum, that it is completely in contravention of. It is violating several dozen international laws. Now, the issue of a Palestinian consulate, a Palestinian government, a Palestinian flag in Jewish Jerusalem is disgusting and it's dangerous. It's dangerous to Jewish lives, it's dangerous to Jewish sovereignty, it's dangerous to Jewish freedom, and it's dangerous to the institution of truth itself. Whether you're a Jew, an Israeli, or a Zionist, you should be angry, you should be indignant, you should be upset, and most importantly, you should be galvanized to stand up and do something. Do something about it. Joseph Goebbels, the Reich Minister of Propaganda in Hitler's Nazi Party, said it best. He said, if you repeat a lie often enough, it becomes the truth. Well, let me tell you, you know what is the most repeated, the most believed, the most regurgitated lie in human history? Ladies and gentlemen, the Palestinians. I'm not saying that the Palestinians don't exist nowadays. They do, thanks to Yasser Arafat, Yamach Shemo, in 1964. He created the Palestinians, and they exist now. However, their nationhood, their narrative, their entire history does not exist. It is fictitious. Now, that history has been designed specifically to erase Jewish connection to the land of Israel. On this issue, I cannot be silent, and I hope that you also cannot be silent. I refuse to live in a world where fictitious historical revisionism trumps 5,000 years of documented Jewish history. We were here, we are here, we will be here, and that's it. It's time to stop being defensive. Why are we always defensive? Why are we constantly defending our right to exist, our right to sovereignty, our right to freedom, basic human rights that are afforded to every other nation on this planet? Why are we defensive? We are the strongest nation on this earth. Let's start acting like it. I want to shine a light on the real issues. I want to lay blame where blame should be laid. Let's talk about the terrorists in our midst who desire our annihilation on a daily basis. Now, I'm not talking about some fringe fanatics. I'm talking about the current representation of the Palestinian movement, that is Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian Authority, Abu Mazen. This is not some fringe crazies. This is their government. Abbas is a dictatorial, theocratic, Jew-hating, Holocaust-denying, terrorist murderer. There's no need to take my word for it. Some of you don't know me, therefore you may not trust me. Allow me to read from you directly from the Palestinian National Charter today. Articles 1 and 2, I quote, Palestine is the homeland of the Arab Palestinian people. Palestine with the boundaries it had during the British Mandate is an indivisible territorial unit, end quote. During the British Mandate. So really, the chant is not from the river to the sea that Jews will be out of this land. The chant is in the whole region they want Jews out. The entire region. Modern day Israel and modern day Jordan. They want the Jews out. These are not empty threats. They want to ethnically cleanse the land of Jews. And I want you to note, there are 0 Jews in Ramallah. There are 0 Jews in Nablus. There are 0 Jews in Jenin. There are 0 Jews in Jordan. There are certainly 0 Jews in Gaza. Numbers don't lie. These facts illuminate the fact that the Palestinian movement wants to ethnically cleanse the entire land of Jews, one city at a time. Jerusalem is off limits. Jerusalem is off limits. Now, I refuse to mince words. I refuse to sugarcoat it. I refuse to be politically correct and stand up here. This issue is too important. We must be clear and unequivocating in our message. Why are we even having a discussion about a Palestinian consulate at all? While Mahmoud Abbas has a pay-for-slay policy where he pays terrorists to murder Jews, there should be no discussion. There should be no communication. There should be no diplomacy. There should certainly be no funding and no aid. There should be radio silence from our side until there is a public renunciation of this blatant Jew hatred and terrorism. For those promoting a two-state solution, claiming that this consulate could be a step towards a peaceful two-state solution, claiming it's a moderate agenda, I have something to tell you. Two-state solution is code word for let's kick all of the Jews out of Israel, but let's do it really slowly so that no one notices. We had 2 states, by the way. It was called Israel and Jordan. And that did not satisfy the international world. Why? Because there were still Jews here, sovereign, free in Jerusalem. Then we had another 2-state solution. It was called Israel and Gaza. That also did not satisfy the international world. Why? Because Jews were defensible in the ancient land of Israel. You want to know why we're not going to have another 2-state solution? Because no amount of land concessions will satisfy people who want to see the entire land of Israel devoid of Jews. The word solution itself is nefarious. Solution implies that there's a problem that needs to be solved. What is the problem? That Jews live here? That Jews are defensible? That we're sovereign? No, that's not a problem. The only problem I see is the incessant and nefarious terrorism that exists in our midst. The people wanting our destruction. That is the problem to which we should be devising a solution. Now, I could give you an hour-long speech about Jewish legal rights in the land of Israel and international resolutions and mandates, but I'm not going to. Because this is not a historical lesson, it's a logical one. You don't need to know the intricacies of the legalities of the land of Israel to understand that Jews have a right to be free, safe, and sovereign in our indigenous homeland. Jews are indigenous here. Jews come from Judea. Never forget that. Don't let anyone tell you that this issue is of no consequence. This is important. Flags mean something. Governments mean something. Consulates mean something. Our flag means Jewish sovereignty. Our flag means Zionist pride. Our flag has a history behind it. And then there's the other flag, the Palestinian flag. And there's no national pride and there's no peace in that flag. That flag is a call to violence. That flag is a call to destruction of the land of Israel. Chas v'shalom, we should let that flag fly anywhere in our country, especially in our eternal Jewish capital. We will not allow it, no matter how much Abbas himself wants the destruction and obliteration of all the Jewish people and the entire land of Israel. Thank you all for coming out here tonight. It's so important. You're doing what's right. You're standing up, and I'm so proud to be here. Thank you to the organizers. Am Yisrael Chai. Thanks for having me, guys.
לורן אייזק, חירות קנדה. כל הכבוד.
רבותיי, יש עתיד. יש דור ממשיך.